The Unthinkable, the tragic murder of the Schmidt family while camping. It was supposed to be a fun family camping trip, filled with laughter, s'mores, and starry nights. But for the Schmidt family, it turned into a nightmare beyond their wildest imagination. In the early hours of July 22, 2022, an unknown assailant brutally murdered 3 members of the family while they were sleeping in their tent. The tragedy shocked the community and left everyone wondering, who could have committed such a heinous crime? In this video, we'll delve into the details of the case and try to make sense of the tragedy that took the lives of 3 innocent people. This is the gruesome death of the Schmidt's family. Watch till the end of the video to know the whole details. Welcome to AF Crime, the channel that brings you fascinating crimes all around the world. If you're interested in this kind of content, then this channel is for you. Make sure to like this video, click on the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell to keep you updated on our recent uploads. Now, let's get right into the video and investigate the crime scene of the Schmidt family murder. On July 22, 2022, the Schmidt family had decided to camp on Maquoketa States Park. Their family and relatives described them as a loving, normal, and sweet family, just like any other family. But why do they have to suffer a tragic death? Shortly after 6:23 a.m. on July 22nd, an assailant murdered 3 members of the Schmidt family. The father, Tyler, 42, was shot multiple times and stabbed to death, and the mother, Sarah, 42, was stabbed multiple times until she died. The couple's daughter, 6-year-old Lula, died from a gunshot wound and strangulation. The couple's 9-year-old son, Arlo, was the sole survivor of the attack. Clearly, the murderer has some anger towards his family, right? I mean, why would you kill and strangle even a 6-year-old innocent child if you don't have a grudge or a reason? Authorities received a phone call notifying them of the triple homicide about 6:23 a.m. After arriving at the scene and discovering the victims, they temporarily closed the park to investigate. Authorities said the suspected gunman, 23-year-old Anthony Sherwin, was found dead on Friday in a wooded area of the park with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Mitch Morvid, Assistant Director of the Department of Public Safety's Division of Criminal Investigation, told the Associated Press on Saturday that the motive for the attack was still unknown. Who in their right mind would kill an innocent family and then later commit suicide? Well, maybe only Anthony Sherwin would do that, or there was someone else. His mother even refused to believe the news, saying her son was innocent and was not capable of the murder. Sherwin's mother, Cecilia Sherwin, told the Omaha World Herald in an email that she and her family were also camping at the park on Friday when she heard yelling and 2 gunshots. She said a boy came up to her and told her that a man had shot his family. She said that her family was legally traveling with a gun in a secure container. We think that Anthony might have sensed trouble and grabbed the gun for safety, Cecilia wrote. She added that she refuses to believe the news and claims that her son has so much to live for and gave them no sign or indication that anything was wrong. She even said that why would he throw everything away when he was looking forward to going home? It makes no sense. This case gives me goosebumps that maybe a tiny bit of possibility that Sherwin is not the murderer. Here's some interesting facts about the victims. Sarah Schmidt was born in Kansas City, according to the funeral home. Growing up, she played percussion and piano and was in the high school marching band. She graduated from Washington High School in Washington, Missouri, before attending Truman State University as a Truman Scholar. She earned her master's degree from the University of Kansas in Lawrence. Sarah worked for Monarch Watch for several years and had been working at the Cedar Falls Public Library for the past year. She was an avid reader and enjoyed knitting, sewing Halloween costumes, crafting, making handmade greeting cards, being outdoors, birding, entomology, gardening, snowshoeing, cake decorating, and pottery at the Hearst Center for the Arts, according to her obituary. Lula Schmidt, the 6-year-old daughter who was born in 2015 in Lawrence, Kansas. Much like her parents, Lula enjoyed outdoor activities, playing with her cousins, art, reading, and animals, according to her obituary. Lula attended Farmstead Preschool and Pre-K at Lincoln Elementary School in Cedar Falls. She loved her stuffed animals, her Barbies, and Our Generation dolls, and being at school with her teachers and friends. The couple's 9-year-old son Arlo survived the attack without physical injury, but police have not said whether he was in the tent when the shootings happened. Mitch Morvitt, assistant director of the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation, said Monday that investigators have spoken to the boy but declined to reveal what the child said. Something is definitely fishy, right? The Des Moines Register reported that Sherwin was from La Vista, Nebraska. La Vista Police Chief Bob Lawston told the newspaper that Sherwin lived in an apartment complex with his parents and had no history of criminal conduct. Felicia Coe, 35, of Des Moines, was at the campground Friday morning with her boyfriend and his 2 sons, ages 11 and 16. She said the 16-year-old went out early to go running, and she was talking with someone at the park at about 6:30 a.m. when 2 park rangers dressed in helmets, vests, and carrying what looked like automatic rifles told them to leave the campground. Cole said that they heard a scream and a loud sound resembling a firework or a car door slamming. Soon, they were told to leave by 2 park rangers dressed in helmets and vests. As more law enforcement officers and an ambulance showed up, Cole spotted a boy with memorable hair standing near paramedics. He was in his pajamas. I distinctly remember he had 1 blue tennis shoe. He's got this really cute, floppy, curly, moppy, strawberry blonde hair that's really distinguishable, she said. She later saw a picture of the Schmidt family online and said she recognized the boy she saw was Arlo. After they learned that Anthony Sherwin was the only registered camper unaccounted for after the shooting, they began their search for him. He was known to be armed. That, of course, heightened our awareness as well, Morvitt said. Law enforcement used a plane to aid in their search for him. Sherwin came from Nebraska, and investigators don't believe he had any prior relationship with the victims, Morvitt said. Morvitt said he could not say whether Sherwin had a criminal record. A search of online court records in Nebraska and Iowa did not produce any record of prior criminal behavior. Some say that Anthony Sherwin was also a victim and not the suspect, but some say that he was just a mindless man that had nothing to do with his life. It was the worst plot of a horror movie, but the sad part is it was a reality. The brother of Sarah, Adam Morehouse, has spoken out in the wake of their connection, and he said there was none. Morehouse explains, this was absolutely random. Their shooting deaths are already horrible, but to know that it was just a casual killing and they just happened to be at the wrong place and in a wrong time adds another level of horror and tragedy to those trying to piece their lives back together in the wake of the Schmidt murders. Jane Morehouse, Sarah Schmidt's sister, addressed the killings on Facebook saying, "My beautiful, smart, funny, curly-haired sister, her husband, and their 6-year-old daughter were victims of a random act of violence while camping as a family in Iowa." Jane then added, "I cannot fathom that she will no longer be on the other side of the phone. I cannot fathom that I don't get to see Lula grow up." His neighbor, Green, had posted on Facebook and raised a fund to help care for Arlo, who is now an orphan, and accommodated $238. But clearly no amount of money can ever erase the horrifying trauma that Arlo has to go through, especially at the age of 9. He was known to be a very courageous and brave boy. Green said he was devastated by the Schmidt's death, noting that they were regular walkers here in Satori Park. He remembered Sarah Schmidt as a beloved library employee at the Cedar Falls Public Library, where Green invited neighbors and friends to leave cards and mementos in honor of the family. To think that no matter how much investigation the police have gone to, there were not a single clue spotted why the murder had to be so brutal. A once happy family of Arlo has been wiped out because of the random act of violence by someone who didn't know. No reason, no thoughts, just pure violence. What do you think about this case? Do you think Antonio Sherwin really did it? Share us your thoughts in the comment section. Sadly, we could not discover the whole truth behind their murder as there were no more articles, neither news to be read. But this is daily reminders that always choose to be kind and spread positivity in this dreadful world. You may have been suffering a bad day, but hey, it's not a bad life. If you've watched till here, we would like to thank you and glad you enjoyed the video. For more similar videos, please subscribe to our channel, AF Crime, where we publish multiple videos each week. And if you do, don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you will be notified when we post a new video. Thanks.